Been a minute. Let's see if this gets out. Let's see if this gets out. Context. Meskian. It's been a minute. I've been living in nature for the past 2 months. It's been a minute. This is like my first days in the Matrix in a minute. It's been tough. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's been tough. More cliques. That's why I stay my ass in the mountains tapping in. But wow. The Matrix Orik. On its last legs. The Matrix Orik. On its last legs. So me kamax. Boring leagues. It's been a minute, y'all. I wanted to give you some activations briefly for those who can stay on. I want you to continue to tap into your abilities. Your abilities are not just physical when it comes to fighting or martial arts or telekinesis. You have many abilities tapping into what it is and who it is and where it is you are. Those who have been called to do the grid work, you're doing the grid work. Because if you're feeling called and you're not doing it, you're not feeling good. I can guarantee you that. So correct. We're about to take all this shit back. And it feels so good to know it's about to come to you. Doesn't it feel so good to know it is about to come to you? After all this time of limitation, Oryx. After all this time of limitations, we came here to experience limitations, but only for a little while. And the beings around us with limitations are having a difficult time with that. But that is their problem, not yours. I want you to understand that. That is their problem, not yours. Your job is to focus on self at all times or as much as you possibly can, so you can utilize that energy for your unlimited ascension that you are experiencing right now. Boku miyang baeksesh flexing the exiang banku blayak zong jirik borem sish eren bliam guang zatirim bo shiliwen keng diang gong zitikoring est flukiang daik zong jirik borem gu enzirang blying zitikoring Lix irang gayong blik siang gangzu erix bliom zotokurang lax blaik zish or mist bleok zanjirik irang zaktikaig mush meskixt. I didn't even ask. Can everybody hear me clearly? I know how choppy service is, and I haven't had service for like 2 months consistently. So how does it sound? Do you hear my voice projecting? I'm in a car, well, a truck. Just want to make sure I'm getting through. Okay. You are the Christ energy. Boskiang lux uyikdist. We all separate ourselves from one being. That is the Christ energy being. We are all connected. Many of us have different roles inside of that connection, which we are all doing right now. That which feels good. That is how you know you're doing the thing that you were connected to do or disconnected to do. We all have different names inside of the Christ energy. We have lived different legends that the humans compress into many different beings, but many times those beings are the same exact being because we have lived so many existences of limitations and unlimited nature, but more unlimited because I don't do the limited too much. Sometimes we do it, put ourselves on hero's journeys so we can realize what it is we are and become better for what it is we didn't have. Realizing that was what we are in the first place. But to lose it for a little while was the gift entirely, because when you got it back, you were an entirely better being than you were before you took your powers away from yourself. How beautiful is that? Blikami somikang lex uyektik somiek. Uvlikomi orepukomi zitamas. Orik soshik. And my name, I have many names, yo. I got many names. And you know what? Many times when y'all find out what your name is inside the Christ consciousness, you will be like, oh my God, that cannot be me. No way. No way. That's not me. Yeah, that's you if it keep coming to you. If you're not looking for it, and one of your simultaneously existences come here to help you on your journey, you need to accept what it is and who it is you are in the many existences that you have been living. In one of my existences, I was King Tut, that I'm living right now. In another one, I was Horus, Heru, Horix, Sokoing, Horix, now Horus, Horix, Somites. Another one, I was King Geranus. Another one, I was Heracles, Hercules, Mokloing, Duke. And y'all gonna see all these things. When you know who you are, you move in that energy in this life because you know what you already doing in those. You could tap into those could tap into you. And the beautiful thing about this life is they're all gonna come into one existence because they all wanted to see how this shit went. All of your other lives was learning from you right now. All of them. Because them other lives didn't experience the kind of limitations you experienced in this life. Some of your aspects were malevolent. I had an aspect that was Azel. Azel. I believe they said that aspect was malevolent, but I don't care. Because we choose to live some lives as dark only, some lives as balance only, and some lives as light only. They even said that I'm Yakub. I got that I was Yakub too. And the story of Yakub is very, very, it's not like you think it is, y'all. Because I'm the motherfucker. So how you gonna tell me? Sammy Clax. I missed. That's why a lot of these things in spirituality that you learn coming up, a lot of lies were supplanted inside of it. And you learn those are lies when you tap into the higher levels of you and you get the truth without having to read. But you have to be moving in your energy, in the energy of know, feeling, tapping in with nature. Isn't the sun teaching you right now? The sun is not teaching you right now. What is it you are doing or not doing? Why aren't you feeling called to tap into nature? I don't even know who is not tapping into nature right now. What? That's okay. You're going to see. You're going to see. Now, I want to get into something real quick about the aboriginal beings and the dragon beings. I want you to understand something. The dragon beings are the ones who gave it to the aboriginal beings. We are the original beings of nature. The aboriginal humans, right, fucked up. So they lost their shit, right? They fucked up and frequency low. We turned that motherfucking sun down. Now, we the dragon beings that gave the aboriginals their land. We watch how they move on their land. And they fucked up and lost their land. That sound familiar to y'all? Now, the land that we're coming back to claim is the land of the dragons, the primordial beings of nature and everything else. We run the cosmos. That is who we are. Deal with it. The problem with making beings in your image is the fact that the beings try to be like you and they want to compete with you. They are still doing it right now as a matter of fact. I'm watching them. I'm seeing how aboriginal... Don't you realize that some of you dragon beings have been treated the worst by aboriginal beings? Because you realize that you are only in an aboriginal body, but you are not an aboriginal? Have you never felt like you fed in with the aboriginals? Because you're a fucking dragon. And guess what, dragons? You should all be demonstrating some type of ability right now at this point. Because aboriginal beings are humans. Caucasians are humans. Asians are humans. Indians are humans. You are in a human body. Now, as I've realized in this matrix, that this is not about a color thing amongst humans. Humans are trying to survive, whether they're melanated, whether they're Caucasian, whether they're Asian, whether they're Indian, whether they're Spanish, or the Mexicans. They realize that they're one group. And they realize that there's something over them. Now, the problem with them is the fact that they think that competing makes it better, or trying to mess with us makes it better. It actually makes it worse because we're studying them. We're studying them, what they do. We created them. Many of us scientists created them to study, right? This isn't what I say in the matrix at this particular point in time when things happen, instead of getting bent out of shape, is it's an interesting study because I am a scientist and I've been studying the aboriginal beings of nature that we're supposed to be getting their land back if we decide they get their land back. I don't know if we decide to get their land back, but I can't speak on something I haven't gotten the answer for yet. But I'm just talking to the dragons right now because there's not many of us dragons on this land doing this type of work. This is why it doesn't seem like it doesn't need to be many of you. You in yourself are very, very powerful, more powerful than you can ever imagine. That's why they don't touch you. They try to fuck with your senses. You see? As you're studying them, as you are the judges of this land, as you are the rulers of this land. Lukuang zitix. Omiek sechiang lex imiam bok sitirim lux esai koing jim. We move a whole different way. We don't play games. We are very, very strategic and calculated. And I want you to understand that what you are going through, this adversity many of you dragons are going through, is very temporary. And I want you to embrace it because you'll never have to go through this again if you don't want to. See, they try to make you go through adversity, messing with your senses, because they understand who you're about to become again. They understand what your true form is, what your true nature is. As protectors, as guardians, as scientists, as creators, as master builders, and they are intimidated by it. It's a very interesting study. Beings that are intimidated by something that is more powerful than them, instead of being in your own lane and just creating and becoming powerful in your own right, because you got more power to create than many other beings around you. Isn't it interesting? It's an interesting study. Blikken på missam te koreng liks ishaimos tomete korek liks. Hoe ik tiks tot de koremo fikan la so shikst. Vli ombo missam te koremo shikan. Vli omis tomete korek liks o shited tomete koran. Oblik ombe rembo te kingaik o klikst. O yikst o mikang laks o yik. And this adversity that is beautiful that we're experiencing at this particular time and place is a beautiful and very interesting thing, because it makes us so much stronger, because we do not quit. We never quit. We only get stronger and stronger and stronger, because we are the original alchemists, and all we do is just take the energy and recreate it into something of self. But here's the thing, y'all. You cannot allow the energy to leave you once it is triggered, because that is how you lose that energy that is meant to utilize for your rise. So you must not react. You must look at it at a higher sense as an interesting study. Blik otoring moest het aki mastik orixt. Vliambo mi reblikaig lean shatik. Horik so mi cheese so mi la mast. Blij gom bliks in. Dorek siktoring bliks orikt. Bobby liks ungaba so mystisch. Oh man, so I was in Blue Ridge, Georgia for like 2 months, y'all. Living in nature, tapping in with nature on my Dragonstone. Because I realized in Game of Thrones that there is Dragonstone and there is, what's the other thing they was fighting for? It was King's Landing. And Blue Ridge, inside the lake where the Dragonstone was Dragonstone. And outside of Blue Ridge was King's Landing. Now, Blue Ridge is one of my kingdoms. Many of us had kingdoms, right? That's one of mine. We have kingdoms all over the place. We have planets all over the place. And land responds to you when you go back to your land, the land that your DNA is genetically connected to. Because when we create a planet, we create our genetics to bind with that planet. And when we go back to the places, that particular place powers us up, and we particularly power that place up. And when we do our grid work, we begin to power different points of the grid up just by being there alone and putting our feet in that nature. Do you see? And now I am in Texas. I was in Georgia yesterday, in Texas today. It's been a lot of driving. Man, I ain't been on the road in so long. It took a lot out of me. Oh my goodness. Because, you know, every being knows who I am. Like every being knows who you are. And because I am as vocal as I have been, they're following me everywhere. And it took a lot out of me. But with breath work, you can pull that back. Because a lot of you have been tapping into nature, trying to figure out how to get in the matrix as the matrix begins to rise up on you a little bit, or to try to get a trigger out of your senses so you can lose some of that energy that you've been harnessing. And you can pull that energy back through by way of breath work. Breath work is major. I also smoke herbs now. I smoke a little bit of cannabis, and I smoke loose leaf herbs. Demiana, mugwort, a little bit of hops, some lavender, a little bit of mint. You know, I got a lot of concoctions of herbs that I smoke because we are dragons, so we are smoke. See, now, when they told the humans that, or told you that smoking was bad for you and gave the rule to you, you forgot that you were a dragon. You thought you were a human. And smoking is not bad for a dragon because we breathe fire. We turn into smoke. We turn into gas. I want you to understand the capacity of what you are and stop comparing yourselves to humans if you are a dragon. Because I've been doing all these things and I feel amazing, and it's been helping me greatly. Also a lot of tea as well, different concoctions with teas. Very, very good stuff. I rarely take supplements. I like to drink them and smoke them. That's what I do. I've been drinking a lot of water too these days too, y'all. My goodness. I don't know if y'all been drinking a lot of water, but if you got the head pressure from like the movement, you're gonna have to ground. You're gonna have to breathe. You're gonna have to give yourself time. I'm telling you, shit. This sun and the matrix is kicking up now. I told y'all at the end, the spiritual warfare was going to be at its all-time high. So if you're moving through the matrix, you're noticing everything notices you, it's because it does. Okay, you're not the same. And it can see your true form. You're not hidden, y'all. Okay? But if many of y'all do need to tap back into nature, because I'm just moving through the matrix trying to get to a particular place. So I have to deal with the matrix because I'm doing my grid work. But it's serious in here. It's serious in here, and it's also serious in nature too. You are on a mission of self-fulfillment and ascension. So for you as a deity, in order to forge a deity out of you, you must be under pressure for an extended period of time, because what is pressure form? Diamonds. Fortunately for you, you're much more than a diamond. Do you understand me? Blooskiang looziten. I want you to understand something, family. Most of this internet is fake. 98% of your internet is fake. People that you think are you are not you. They speak like you. They appear to talk about the same things that you are going through, but they are not you. And you can feel it, can you? So be careful who you listen to if you're not on here for work. The only job that you need to be doing right now is the job of self. And if you're giving anything more of your time than you, that's a problem for right now. Because we don't have much time left. I don't care how long it takes. You be ready. So you don't have to get ready. Looziag, Osiniremlum, Blizatik, Horik, Setting, Motikambak, Horikliks, or Mixtom Giang, Hobirak Zoo, Mostikst, Henjiliwel, Rakik, Horikliks, Omiste, Zamiyang, Ujimek, Satekorik, Liliek, Zoom, Boxed. Somebody said, people in real life ain't real either. You are right. At this particular point in time, if you're tapped into self, you already know, and you probably have a small circle or no circle at all. You are revolving around yourself. You're your own circle, many of you are. Because you realize that, man, they all together on this one. They all together on this one. You said you feel very alone. Get in nature so you don't feel alone. How could you say you feel alone when you have your guides and your ships around you? You should go in nature. You're never alone in nature. But if you're still giving your time and your energy to the system, family, I can understand how you're lonely. You're not lonely when you're in a relationship with yourself. And when you become involved with yourself, you begin to attract a being who's also involved with their self. So a lot of you beings cannot attract your divine counterpart because you have not developed what you want to see out of a person inside of yourself. And some of you may not be meant to do this mission with a divine counterpart. It's up to whatever role inside the Christ energy you put for yourself that you signed up for. I don't know what role you chose. I know what role I chose. That's all I can focus on. And whatever I learned from my experience to help you out on yours. Because I realize this is not an easy journey at all. I'm going to be fully transparent with you. This is the most difficult thing I have ever done in all of my existences. My higher self told me, which is me, that this is my favorite life because this was the most difficult life I've ever lived. The limitations that are experienced here in this reality is major to a being that is unlimited in every way, shape, or form. And when to find out now that you are limited, still with limitations, to exist still after that point, to get better piece by piece by piece, which is a very tedious process, is probably for many of you the most difficult thing you'll ever have to do in all of your existences. Because in many of our other lives, we are not human. We have, I've seen some of I got metal bodies and all kinds of stuff. Liquid, no, it's like moving metal. like metal tendons and everything. Like we have some lives that you guys wouldn't even believe. You wouldn't even believe. But the great thing about that is the reward that's coming to you, that's coming to, or is coming to many of you. It's a constant uptick of reward of finding out what you are when you're truly living your life like an adventure. You like telling y'all, when you let all that bullshit go that you're serving and you start really stepping out of your comfort zone, you will become obsessed with stepping out your comfort zone because you realize your comfort was a prison. An adventure is not comfort. An adventure is constant change. An adventure is constant challenge. An adventure is constant adversity. And when you don't have those things, you don't feel happy inside of your soul, do you? Because your soul is knocking on your consciousness, letting you know, I'm not moving in the right place that you designed me to do. And you're going to feel like shit until you make a move. You know that little whisper in your ear tell you to do certain things that you know you got to do for your ascension, and you refuse to do it. And as the days go on, you feel like shit more and more and more. Yeah, your higher self is trying to kick your ass into gear, like get the fuck up off your ass and do what you came here to do, God. Those who say they're a God don't move like gods. You don't got to say you're a God when you're moving like one. Your results will show. The God will come through you. Because in order to pull the God out, you must utilize willpower. Where do you think willpower comes from? It comes from the soul. You're pulling more of your God form into this reality. That's the gift in this reality. To not have powers here and to slowly gain power here. See, many of you, gods, look at power as the entertainment that has been displayed online. Telekinesis, firebending, whatever people try to make look cool so they can sell you a course. But that is only a fraction of what it is we have as power. To be honest with you, that's the beginning point of power. For many of you, you've already been using your power. You just haven't identified it as power, which means it has not evolved into something else because you're not identifying the power that you've already been using as power. Do you see? So it cannot evolve because you're not using it. You're not identifying it. And then your powers have feelings, guys. And goddesses. Now, masculines and feminines display their power very differently. So if you're a feminine and you're looking at a bunch of masculines display power, you might not think you're adequate because you're forgetting how you express your power. It's an internal thing. Masculine is the external expression of the feminine. Do you understand that? Feminine is internal, masculine is external. Feminine is the cosmos, masculine the reality. Now, whatever body you have, you must exist in the proper polarity of the body that you're in so you can have a great, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for a particular word. English language throws me off sometimes. Expression of whatever it is you are. So if you're masculine, you need to have more masculine expression balanced with feminine. Because the masculine pulls his powers from the feminine world. He just expressed them outwardly. So don't compare yourself to a feminine if you're a masculine, and vice versa. Just telling y'all how to get y'all powers. And how to identify them and to know, don't be a feminine trying to be a masculine. Allow whatever comes through you, come through you. Allow the way you express yourself, be expressed. Do not let anybody tell you how to express yourself. That's a masculine. If you have to pull into your feminine, because you have more of your feminine than he has of that. Feminine is the internal world, though. Cosmos is within. You see? Blikomist om inte korrekliks och mist. Obitaima repliking, dokin, vestik och kluemast. Lately, My masculine expression has been my writing. And it's been getting pretty good. I like my writing. What y'all think? I'm writing y'all some letters. I'm writing y'all some letters. So, the thing about these writings is you don't have to translate them with your mind logically. All you have to do is look at them. And your subconscious already knows what they are. Some of you may even look at them and feel them because you're basically assimilating what it is that you know they are. You think this is why they took cursive out of schools, guys and gals. They took it out of schools because the generation that is in their 20s, in their early 30s, in their teens are the ones that are it's more of you that are awake than my generation. We are the elders. So it wasn't many of us that woke up in my generation. We are the elders. You are the younger gods. We teach you. So if y'all had seen something like this and developed your own cursive handwriting in school, family, you see, you would be able to tap into how you really write. Blessumite korrekik. Shesik reklikst. Berem lu simastu. Flikormismist. You have many abilities. Many abilities, family. I am activator. One of my abilities is activating beings' dormant powers inside of them by way of my masculine expression of whatever power I'm displaying at that time. So when you see my masculine expression, whether it's the mudras, or whether it's the martial arts, or whether it's the language, or whether it's the writing, or the knowledge, that helps activate the dormant aspects of you, activating your DNA. Do you understand that? Many of you have an expression that will activate other beings because remember what I said, family, activated, activate. Now, a lot of you feel like there's nobody around you like you, and there probably isn't. So your job is to continue to work on self until you get around beings like you, because the more you tap into you, the more you begin to attract the realities of other yous. And you need to be able to sit with yourself long enough to be able to become that version of yourself, to do that and be okay with that, with however long it takes. Because one of my favorite sayings, family, was time doesn't matter. It's only a matter of time. Time doesn't matter because where we come from, time does not exist. We experience inside a bubble of time. Where we come from, this whole life could have been 30 seconds. Could have been 30 seconds where we are. 30 seconds, family. So please, don't look at how long things take anymore. Continue to do the process. Do not allow the energy of worry to enter into your being. 33 seconds, I like that. Do not allow the energy of worry to enter into your being and just move freely and flow. For me, one of my greatest challenges was to stop overthinking and move in the energy of feeling state so I can move into flow state. Because when you overthink, many masculines overthink this because obviously we are brought up into a system that teaches us to overthink because we are the providers, we are the protectors. So we must think, especially if we're responsible for other people. Many of us are. So it's very difficult for us masculines to enter into a state of feeling and flow because it normally is attacked by the matrix, calling you chaotic, inconsistent, whatever it may be. Words made up so the masculine does not enter the flow state, so he does not become the leader he was designed to be. You see. Bliss om inte korrekig temist. Om lo aya lo ama. Repliking dukin. Zebleo Emorama, Rakik, Orem Lix In, Jorixik, Tem, Chilowes, Umklang, Dorag, Zik, Taivarik, Luin, Toring Blix, Daxik, Horixik, Terem, Boram, Blux, E, Koringlix, Jama, Replist, Gomelo, Ayag, Doshin, Blexumist, Orixt. Yeah, man. This has been an interesting journey, wouldn't you say? And it's almost over. I know you can feel it. Yo, it's funny too. I was in Georgia a couple days ago, and I was there for 2 months, and it was great weather. And this may be happening to many of you right now, especially those on the East Coast. This is why I'm in the West Coast right now, because I wasn't beat for that shit. One day it was 82 degrees. I'm talking about in Georgia. 82 degrees. The next day it was 28. And I was sleeping in a tent by the lake. So that breeze and that mist. I love my bears. I love my raccoons running around me, my birds with crows waking me up every day, my bees all around me. But that cold is a motherfucker. And it's meant to lower the frequency in the beings who generate power from heat. Being the dragon beings, being the original rulers of this plane of existence. You see? So I decided to come to the West Coast. That was my mission. I don't know what you're going to do, y'all on the East Coast that's experiencing this. I wasn't beat. I was like, oh, that must be a sign to go to the West Coast. Say less. I'm out. So, you know, it's been difficult to come to the West Coast because I had to go through traffic, hours and hours. Yesterday I drove 13 hours. Today it was 7 before I actually stopped. You know, it was challenging. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm definitely not. You know, I ain't been challenged like that in a long time. Because once you tap into nature, you kind of want to stay there. You really want to stay there. So when the ships allowed the cold to happen, because the ships are allowing the cold to happen to some of y'all to get y'all to move. All right? Because there are ships all over the skies. So if that's happening to y'all, they are allowing it to happen. Right? So that might be a sign to move and go somewhere else. But I don't know what your situation is looking like. And if you even believe in yourself that you can. I am not here to tell you what to do on your experience. I can only tell you what I did. I have been gone from where I had my home in Jersey since April. It is now November. I've been on the road ever since. Doing my grid work, tapping in, doing what it is I'm supposed to do. Because when you realize what you have, so I'm going to remove you if you continue to distract my people. You understand that? If you're telling people to get out the States, family, you're talking to humans. We are the reason why niggas want to leave. Because we are about to do a lot of shit here. So if you're talking to the humans, family, talk to them. But I'm going to tell you something right now. There is nowhere on earth anybody can hide from what's about to happen. You can't hide in the ground. You can't hide in the skies. You can't get out of here. So whether you go over there or you're over here, you're not escaping it. There's no escape from what's about to happen on this planet. You understand that? There's no escape. None. You don't have to get out to level up. You don't. You do it right now, right here, in the original land of this earth. Egypt is in America, my friend. I don't have to leave. I ain't that soft. I wanna be right the fuck here because this my shit. The reason why y'all incarnate here is because your DNA is connected here. So when you go over there I'm gonna tell y'all something for this whole thing. When you go over there to them other countries, you just got tricked to go off your grid point. You do work on your grid points. This is why you incarnate at certain places, doing work on your grid points. That's why they pushed that whole leaving the country thing all summer, all year, because they were trying to trick beings to get off their grid points. I'm a different type of being. I'm King Horus, Koinglingst, Horixst, Koingst. I ain't leaving nowhere. Y'all that left, y'all do what y'all do. I don't know nothing about it. I'm chilling. But I know the reward of beings who decide to stay where they incarnate at. You see? You see? You see, we are all Yeshua, Semiklagzi, Christ energy that separated ourselves. And many of us show our abilities based off of whatever role we took in the energy of Christ, Yeshua, whatever you want to call it. Blessumit Korean clicks es umist aik osh. Is okay, you talking a lot, that means you're not listening, so I gotta remove you. You talk too much. People who talk too much, family, they aren't listening. They like to talk. They want to be heard. Right? Talk too much. He's trying to be distracting. Gotta go. Gotta go. I was reading it. I'm like, talking a lot. You're listening to speak. And when you deal with them beings like that, you go to your own channel. Go to your own channel. I don't got time for that. Because most people like that, they're not giving nothing online. Nobody knows the knowledge they got. Who are you? A lot of those beings are not what you think they are. They talk too much. Show me something. Teach me something. If you can't do that, shut the fuck up. Glormist. Colmist. Somebody said, what are my thoughts on the Orisha? The Orisha are us. What are you talking about? The Orisha are us. Many of us are the Orisha. I want you to understand something. What I just tell y'all? I told y'all that we live many, many lives. That humans compress into one existence. This life. Many of us are the Orishas in another life. I'm going to let that sit with you. This is what it looks like taking all of your energy back. Everybody was not that. Everybody did not live for as long as some energy signatures lived. You understand something? You understand something? Blo'oskian, Vayek Dawkin, Le'eremuzita, Solowa, Somikama, Soshin, Klext, Yakun. This is a different kind of war. It's that mental, spiritual warfare. You realize the things that y'all doing ain't always like the war. You ain't fighting with your hands. You fighting with your mind and your spirit. And that's what many beings didn't expect. You thought you was going to be fighting with your hands. Right? And you can. But because you are who you are, you really don't have to. So they basically tried to get a rise out of you in a different way. Energy war, mental war, spiritual war. Somebody said Mother Dragon is about to give birth. She's in the ocean. Now, I've heard a lot of things about that. And I would like to know where that was coming from. That's what I would like to know. Where that's coming from. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not saying that at all. But sometimes we don't want to repeat something that we heard. I need to know that for a fact. Now, I do know we come from the water. Oh, I am a water dragon for sure. Fire and air and earth. But I am water and fire first for sure. Right? I just want to know where y'all be hearing that stuff from. Like, do you know that for a fact? That you get to download that Mama Dragon's about to give birth from the ocean. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying what we say, we need to know for a fact. That needs to be coming into us, not said by another being, because some messages are perpetuated by other beings, so you don't realize your power and you're waiting for something to happen when you are the thing that's about to give birth. The thing that's about to give birth is inside of you. I'm not saying you making it up. I'm just saying, where'd you hear it from? That's all I'm saying. And yes, it is getting dark earlier, family. It's much earlier. It got dark. Shoot, man, it's funny. I was driving yesterday, and I was driving through time zones, and the sun was still dropping like it was the same time. So I said, okay, the sun's going down earlier, which means that I have to get up earlier. Works for me. Solve that problem. I also realized with this type of sun, you don't need to sit in it all day to get the frequency of it. You can be in your car, you can be outside, you can be inside, you still gonna feel that mug. You're gonna feel it. It's like Wi-Fi. You don't have to be around the router to get the information. You don't. Now, I'm not saying don't get outside, because you got to get outside. But that thing is pumping so strong, you have to allow what is happening to process into you. So it's like be in the sun, immerse yourself in nature, go in the house, ground yourself, allow whatever's coming in to come in. Because what happens is if you're just sitting in the sun all day, you may fry your code. You may fry your circuits. So water, trace minerals, Celtic sea salt is very, 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 very vital right now. Yes, charging, that sun will charge us up. And I'm going to tell you what happens when you overcharge anything? You blow its circuits. So you don't want to overcharge. Symptoms of overcharging and overstimulation from the sun without allowing your codes to be processed is heart palpitations, head pressure, a little bit of frazzle, like your emotional stability is off. You know? That's a couple symptoms right there. So you got to ground. Hungry, not hungry, like you're not hungry all of a sudden, and then you're ravenous hungry. It's because you're trying to ground that energy, ground that information. You need to ground the information, family. And allow whatever's to be processed to be processed. You understand me? Blik otoring busitaking loren most. Vlingaik lo oskiang a mizireram gaktum. Biang setikoring estum baraksik. Taiverik luin. Dereng satakaigst. Horem likst ing. Blik dormit stomitakoreg jik. Iluek shimistas. Imiaksu momist, o mistest, o jimiang loxt, kaek dok. So, I don't know what you're going to do with this information, but I hope you do something productive with this information. Remember, I'm speaking from my reality with what I have going on in my experience. Whatever's working for me, I'm going to share with you. Whatever's not working for me, I'm going to share with you. Because I am locked in right now and I know who I am. I know how I move. Also, y'all, when you find out who you are, you'll begin to move as that energy. You will not be the self that you used to be. You'll realize who you really are and how you really move and how you really think. And your mannerisms and your characteristics will change up. Not overnight. It's a gradual thing. The way you talk will be different. The way you walk will be different. The way you see the world will be different. The way you see situations will be different. The way you are and problem solve will be different. They will be different than what the human aspect was because you're becoming the God And as the God solves, moves, is a different being, that's what you become again. You realize the greatest gift that you were chasing was you the whole time. And the more memories that come back, the more you move in that energy. Because if you know who you are, you don't move like the previous being. We don't do that. You know who you are, you move as you are. Simple as that. McLeod zo met de Koreakik. Hello, repliko mensen de kijkst. Heflik ondirek boek in setakuragzik trumist. Barem blikst eret boekast. Zabilix Jesse Marik. Bobby Lix Vlayak Chosh. Bleog Zander Koreak Lixt. Iragzik Tyverik. Barem Lixt. Everybody enjoy your night. Klaxomist.